Hello, everybody. My name is Joshua Solomon. This channel is Y.O.B. Today, I would like to talk about Spider-Man 3 by the MCU and my thoughts on what to expect from this new Spider-Man film. Now, just as a background for how I feel about the Spider-Man films in the MCU so far is not good. I like Homecoming, the first Spider-Man with Tom Holland, and but there was things about it I did not like, and there were drastic things like I didn't like how the suit, I didn't like how the CGI that was using it was not good at certain times, and the suit never looked real. A lot of scenes, even when he was doing a backflip off a car, it looked like a CGI character, and it was like Tom Holland could do real acrobatics. Like, why is he? Why do you have this CGI looking like And it was just the writing was very silly, and it was like, I'm a big Spider-Man um uh fan. I'm a big Marvel Comics fan, and to prove to you, give me 1 second. I can prove this to you. Mm, I have Spider-Man. But every real Marvel comic fan should have this book, How to Draw Like Marvel. Wait. How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. And I've had this book since I was like, I don't know, 12, 13. And it taught me how to draw comics. You know, you know, these pages are literally like old. Has coffee and shit all over it. I was using these even to like learn how to draw more like in detail and with more, because I love comics as a kid. I used to love drawing so much, and Marvel Comics means a lot more to me than most fans. Like, I don't call myself a fan. I was taught by Marvel Comics, and honestly, that would be another thing I would like to get into. Maybe is comic book illustration, and be someone like Frank Miller. Make my own comic book universe though. That's the difference. I admire Marvel comic books. And I know exactly who these heroes are. And what they represent. I am not like just just making videos over you know trailers and movies, that with directors who don't give a damn about these characters at all. And even, I mean, Kevin Feige's been alright, and everyone's always saying, Kevin Feige, oh my god, Kevin Feige, he's so amazing, Kevin Feige, Russo brothers, the Russo brothers, the Russo brothers. And it's like, I've read and seen way much better work than a lot of what these directors have given us. Killing characters is the only thing that's like in Endgame. Yes, I love Endgame, right? And it was because they were more serious, But it had to take the final two films for us to get to this point, for shit to really matter, for people to actually feel like shit. This is kind of serious. It's not silly, and that's what irritates me about these Spider-Man films is that the director is not a good director, in my opinion. I think he's a hack. I think he does goofy, silly shit to cover up the fact he's not good at directing films. Because when you have everything be a joke, then people they don't take it so seriously. And that's what it feels like when people are shoving jokes in your face 24/7. Laugh, 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 laugh. It's like, okay, we didn't all gather here and build up all this hype as fans over Spider-Man just to be laughing the entire time. Spider-Man is not about laughing. It's supposed to be a story for poor kids, poor boys, and girls you know, to feel like, hey, there's a relatable character in comic books that has the same kind of things that I go through, which is money problems, which is relationship problems, which is feeling unattractive and feeling kind of awkward, around people, And I always preferred the comics that made Spider-Man. Yes, he was drawn a lot, like ripped, but I've always liked the comics where he looks skinny because I think it's like you need heroes to look different. That's why I want to make my own comic book, my own comic book, because I think it's way more interesting to have different body types, different people, because then it makes your world seem more, or like just unique, and yeah, this director, he's just not good. I just, I'm kind of going off into a tangent about, how I feel about his other films, and I mean, it's silly. There's moments when they're serious. I like little moments that work, but I'm not gonna go into deep depth about Spider-Man: Homecoming or Spider-Man: Far From Home. You notice I haven't said anything about Far From Home. I choose not to remember that movie. That movie literally was beyond horrible. It was just now it was reached out. Far From Home was literally just fucking irritating to sit through. Cause I was just like, dude, this is just annoying. Cause this is just like it's overly silly, and the writing is just extra bad. And it just felt. And then another thing I didn't like is that why are we in like Europe? It's New York City. Spider-Man's from New York. It's supposed to be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's supposed to be poor, and he's not supposed to be going trips to nice places. And then there's another thing. It's like you never feel like a moment where Peter Parker feels like a bullied kid. And it would be nice to make some IP or some storyline that actually, you know, uh, acknowledges kids who get picked on in school for once, rather than kids who have everything handed to them, everything just works out according to plan with no consequence, no consequence, no consequence. It's like that's why I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man so much. That scene with him and Aunt May, where Aunt May's like, "Where have you been?" I'm paraphrasing this and probably making up my own script right now because I'm bombing. I know I'm for a fact gonna bomb these lines, but there's a scene where pretty much the rough version, with Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he's talking to Aunt May, and she's like, "Where have you been?" And he's like, "Just go upstairs, please, just go upstairs." And he's like crying. Andrew Garfield looked like just seriously like angry, and it shows like I've had arguments with my parents like that, where I'm tearful and angry, you know. And that's the type of scenes. And Tom Holland is almost begging to show that ability. You see he's showing it through his emotions and like his eyes from like scenes in when he plays Peter Parker. He shows that he could do that. It's the director, the fucking director who's literally a 5-year-old. He's beneath us kids. I'm 25. Tom Holland, I think, is 25 too. We're the same age. This director has a mental span that's beneath young men and young adults like us. Literally, beneath us. He's thinking like a child. Oh, it makes everything funny. Everything has to be funny. Everything has to make me laugh. It's like, dude. Oh my god. It's like, it's way more impactful when you talk to people about things that actually hurt them more deeply than things that just make them laugh all the time. You're being very superficial. And this thing is just. Now I'm going off a tangent about Far From Home, but that's how I feel about Far From Home. So, Spider-Man 3 is coming out, and I'm worried, I'm because it's just like the director is not good. I do not like this director at all, and it just feels like doesn't matter who's in it, it's just gonna be bad. And it's just annoying because it's like these are characters that I've grown up with and they mean so much to me, and I think you can do so much more with them. I don't even really necessarily like the Spider-Man game storyline, honestly. I think it's superficial and cheesy, and it makes I do not like Peter Parker as a goody two shoes Boy Scout. He was like that in the comic books. Peter Parker, when first got his abilities, was thinking about robbing a bank. As Spider-Man. Like regular people with like, oh, I have a superhero ability. I'm Spider-Man. You know, I could do anything now. But then he's a human being, and you see that there is a conflict, an inner conflict with him mentally, where he's then tell himself, no, I'm not a criminal. I'm gonna try to do this the right way. You know, and it's like there's no that's the thing. These writers are just killing me, man. But I'm excited for Tobey Maguire returning. I'm excited for Andrew Garfield returning. Hopefully Tobey Maguire returns. Andrew Garfield's on board, but Tobey Maguire, people are saying that he's still not officially in. And I'm just like, come on, Tobey Maguire, why do certain actors act like this? And that's why I guess they say don't ever meet your idols, because then it's just like, damn, why do you? Because I'm always thinking like, shit, if I was playing a character, I don't care how much money. It wouldn't even be my money at a certain point. If I was rich, especially if I was rich, I'd be like, if I play Spider-Man, I'd be like, man, I want to play Spider-Man again, because I love playing that character. I would play characters I wouldn't play. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, I want money. Give me money, please. Okay, I'm not doing this. It's like, oh, it's just I wish people were more just cared. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Spider-Man 3. I'm more excited for Doctor Strange, A Multiverse of Madness coming out. But I'm excited. I'm gonna see WandaVision today and give you guys a review for that. Um, and I mean, I'm excited for Spider-Man 3. Hopefully it'll be good, but I spend my time in the world of Marvel, and this movie just has to be good. I need some good Marvel shit. Today I'm gonna see WandaVision, and I'm gonna give you guys a review for that. Hopefully we continue from Endgame. Hopefully this year starts with a hit, starts with a banger. With WandaVision, I'll give you a review as soon as I get done. Thank you guys for stopping by. Please hit the like and subscribe. Help my channel. And yes. May the force be with you. Always.